For any colorist, the most important product is the monitor. We call it the God monitor, and that's what we have to trust. If we can't trust that, we can't repeat what we're doing, which means our decisions are quite meaningless, frankly.
I've always used Sony monitors. I like the reliability of a Sony monitor. I like the kudos that comes with it.
I have tried using different brands and come back to Sony because they're just the best ones.
I've worked on Sonys all my life as a colorist and they're getting better and better.
We have two Sony HX310s, one we use for onset HDR and the other one's in the grading suite. And why have we got a Sony HX310? It's the reference for HDR.
So when we set up Residence Pictures, the HX310 was a no-brainer for me. It was the go-to monitor for us to include in all of our creative, finishing and mastering suites. My first impressions of the HX3110 are the impressive viewing angle. So you can be off axis, you don't need to be straight on, and you get the color, you get the clarity, you get the sharpness, and you also get a wonderful kind of anti-glare, which I really like. It's a nice clarity.
The viewing angle is very important because it's imperative for the people who sit left and right of me to see exactly the same picture as I see from the center. There is in vogue now that in the grading rooms we have a domestic monitor, and I don't want my clients to be looking at that. Now with the 3110, everyone can look at the single source of truth, which is the great monitor.
It has this amazing viewing angle. I feel I could probably get 3 or 4 in front of the Sony HX3110.
I mean, having the wider viewing angle of the new Sony is huge. The 4000 nit peak luminance will just allow us to see what we haven't seen before on screen. You're going to have so much more information. Even if you're not necessarily displaying 4000 nits, it's almost like vinyl and CD. You're going to get all that smoothness in between that's just going to make the images richer.
The 4000 nits doesn't just give you, the peak luminance, the peak speculars. You can see those magentas and the cyans popping through that you hadn't actually seen before in 1000 nits.
When you're looking at bright skies and deep shadows, I mean, you just see so much more, and you need to do so much less as a colorist to almost sort of fix what you're seeing. I can see the rays coming off the sun. I can see the nuance of colour on the edge of a cloud in a sunset or a sunrise. In the morning when things have got that sort of kind of pinky light with blue shadows, that's all there now.
I love working at 4000 nits. The Dolby Vision CMU will work at 4000 nits, and it just amplifies the signal, so I can see fine detail that much better, and I can balance the blacks that much better. So it's really a connoisseur's tool. I'm very excited about it.
There's some really nice technical features in the monitor. I'm getting a waveform. I've got various scopes, histogram, CIE charts. I can measure my nit values.
They've completely reworked the menus. They've given you this ability of doing transforms in the monitor, so you can do side-by-sides and comparisons between 2020 and P3, or comparisons between SDR and HDR, all from a single feed into the monitor.
And then having the waveform on the screen as well just means that I don't need anything external. I've just got the one display that's showing me everything I need. Instead of just having 8 functions, I've got 12 functions on the front. It's just more to play with. You're getting more for your money.
We're looking at the most powerful, most beautiful monitor, grading monitor you can get.
I know in my heart that the 3110 could sit perfectly alongside the 310.
It's not just an upgrade, it's like a whole new generation of monitors, and that's fantastic.